Welcome back to the channel. Just what the hell was the Red Skull doing on Vormir for the last 50 years? Hit the like and subscribe buttons and let's find out. I promise to bring you fresh content and unique art. Vormir, the Dominion of Death and the Soul Stone's eternal guardian. Vormir, a desolate and haunting planet at the edge of the universe, is a place where the veil between life and death feels unnervingly thin. Known as the Dominion of Death, it is the resting place of the Soul Stone, one of the 6 Infinity Stones, a relic of unimaginable power that demands an unimaginable price, the sacrifice of a loved one. This is the story of Vormir's dark legacy, its cursed guardian, and the heroes and villains who dared to confront its grim truths. The Exile of Red Skull. In 1945, Johann Schmidt, the Nazi scientist known as Red Skull, met his fate when he attempted to wield the Tesseract, the vessel of the Space Stone. Deemed unworthy by the stone's power, he was banished to Vormir, a barren and forsaken world at the edge of existence. Stripped of his physical form, Red Skull was transformed into a spectral wraith, cursed to serve as the eternal guardian of the Soul Stone. For decades, he wandered Vormir's desolate cliffs, his voice echoing across the crimson skies as he recited the stone's grim requirement, "A soul for a soul." Bound to the planet, he became a guide to those who sought the stone, a harbinger of the tragedy that awaited them. Though he was once a man driven by ambition and hatred, his new existence stripped him of purpose, leaving only a hollow shell of his former self. Red Skull's endless vigil. For over 50 years, Red Skull wandered Vormir's barren landscape, a ghostly figure trapped between life and death. His existence was one of solitude and torment, as he was forced to guide countless seekers to the Soul Stone, only to watch them falter at its terrible price. Many who came to Vormir were unprepared for the sacrifice required, and their despair became a constant companion to Red Skull. During his long vigil, Red Skull's mind drifted between memories of his past life and the grim reality of his present. He reflected on his failures, his thirst for power, and the emptiness of his ambitions. The planet itself seemed to feed on his anguish, its crimson skies and jagged cliffs mirroring the turmoil within him. Over time, his fanaticism faded, replaced by a cold, detached understanding of the stone's purpose. He became less of a man and more of a force of nature, a living embodiment of the cost of power. Steve Rogers returns the Soul Stone. After the Avengers' victory in the Battle of Earth, the universe was restored, and the fallen were brought back to life. As part of their mission to return the Infinity Stones to their rightful places in time, Steve Rogers volunteered to return the Soul Stone to Vormir. When Steve arrived on the desolate planet, he was met by Red Skull, who had resumed his role as the stone's guardian. The two shared a moment of silent understanding. No words were needed. Steve placed the Soul Stone back on its pedestal, and Red Skull accepted it, ensuring the timeline remained intact. As Steve prepared to leave, Red Skull spoke, his voice carrying a rare hint of humanity. "You have done what few could," he said. "You have returned what was taken. Perhaps there is hope for you yet, Captain." Steve nodded, his heart heavy with the memory of Natasha's sacrifice. He activated his time travel device and vanished, leaving Vormir and its cursed guardian behind. With the Soul Stone returned, Red Skull resumed his role as its guardian. But his brief freedom had changed him. No longer the fanatical Nazi scientist or the emotionless specter, he had become a figure of quiet reflection. As he wandered Vormir's cliffs, Red Skull pondered the nature of sacrifice and the cost of power. He watched as the planet's eerie skies shifted from crimson to black, a constant reminder of the lives lost in pursuit of the stone. Though he had been freed from his curse, Red Skull chose to return to Vormir. Whether out of a sense of duty, penance, or a newfound understanding of his role, he remained the Soul Stone's eternal guardian, a silent witness to the tragedies that unfolded on his desolate world. The legacy of Vormir's history is a tapestry of loss, sacrifice, and redemption. From Red Skull's banishment to the deaths of Gamora and Natasha, the planet has claimed the lives of heroes and villains alike. Its role in the Infinity Saga cements its place as one of the most pivotal and haunting locations in the Marvel Universe. As the cosmos moves forward, Vormir remains, a silent sentinel at the edge of existence, its secrets buried beneath its crimson skies. It stands as a reminder that some powers come at too great a cost, and that the true measure of a soul is not in what it gains, but in what it is willing to lose. Please like and subscribe for more.